Justice Crack apụtago from detention, freedom at last, and I honestly have to congratulate Showore and his team, all the activists who stayed true to this cause, not for self-glory, not for personal gain, but for the sake of freedom of we common Nigerians. Kudos to you all. Now, I have to say something before Ngwa, some of these people who are working alongside with Showore, especially Rock Yusuf. I want to tell you people why you guys should keep away now from mentioning VDM's name. You people should leave him. Let him go and do his thing. Because it is you people who are making him to be more controversial. And that is why, and he trades on that controversy for popularity. I've realized that. That is why Oyejiwo Eno Ikuhomake, his followers or writers will come to your comment section to always remind you that you are, why are you no more talking about VDM? And when you talk about him, they will also tell you that your whole content is VDM. So now let me tell you why people should stop talking about him. Yes, Onwifemelu comment on that issue. Let us see how far it can go from here. For the moment you stop talking about something, that thing will fade away, especially if the intention is not pure. If the intention is pure, if it is not pure, it will fade away. Credibility in that thing, that mentioning in a mention here everywhere. I think somebody should tell Rock Yusuf this. Thank God that Mama P has realized this some days back, and Showore has never even accepted or more like journalist when then I draw attention to Showore to that. Showore on a normal he doesn't mention that. Doesn't even mention him. I love that. And that was exactly what made the unmasking of Showore completely useless. Completely useless. So, Showore posted yesterday that not bail conditions need any Justice Crack. No mitishage except passport here, which no not in possession of DSS and actually release here. And after make each other post. VDM made a post. No more na Justice Crack cannot na detention. More na Justice Crack cannot na detention. Because na more na grant ya mad bail. Na the next thing was a perfect bail conditions here. And the further they take 2 days, 3 days, depending on how strict the bail condition do. And na bail conditions are sometimes na vary depending on the crime for. You said you didn't know because in on a social media space, you monitor everything. You saw immediately Showore posted. You saw it, but you are not monitoring Showore space to see that na Showore announced na Justice Crack go from prison. No hand up na Showore ya announce. But let us assume that Neymar, according to Ntwisi, he posted it and you made a post. After doing whatever thing you do, making mockery of people, he making mockery, trying to buga and do whatever thing, everything he should he make. Showore posted 14 hours ago that now after engagement here and the persistence here and everything, that eventually that the DSS 8 years ago passport to Justice Crack. And barely 1 hour after Showore made that post, VDM came back again to tell people that he has done this, that congratulations update, that Justice Crack is going to be uniting with his family tomorrow, which is today. And 3 hours later, in fact, 2 hours to 3 hours later, in fact, less than 3 hours later, it is a Justice Crack. Somebody woke up in the middle of the night, na his bed, just to make a quick video so that he can kill. You see, you can take a horse down to the river. You can never force that horse to drink water. Mother ya fuche eziokwu. Decide kwa ka o believe or lies. Ndeba izu we say na the highest believe mother ya da n'ụwa is a mother ifu eziokwu but still shows to believe lies. So you people should leave these guys. Leave them to wallow and enjoy their ignorance. When they are tired, they will see reason. Let them enjoy their comedy. Everything about event in Nigeria is not even celebrating the success. Imagine now granting Justice Crack Bell instead of them to celebrate if the intentions is pure and not just to give glory to one man or to one God. Recently, they have built their life around VDM, that if anything that is happening in Nigeria, if it doesn't revolve around VDM, it doesn't matter. Even when Showore and his team was, whatever they were discussing in that table after Justice Crack was released, was all about the process and what happened. They never mentioned the Alpha and Omega's name, VDM. The writers were still feeling uncomfortable instead of them to be happy that finally Justice Crack is out, not minding who made it possible. Instead of them to be celebrating and enjoying that freedom that young man who made, they were busy in a comment section who show talking about allow that man to go, blah 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 blah. This is movie. You see, then since you have realized that in everything that happens in Nigeria, they are only interested in VDM. They are not even on Gongwa Sefo, VDM that glory. They are not even interested in whatever thing in it. That's why you see that in the past, VDM trended more than Burna Boy in a project. Or Burna Boy na a financier 100%. Burna Boy was a bit irrelevant in that matter. But VDM name was praised more higher than the person who is actually funding the project. So since you don't understand, this is what makes these people happy. Allow them to be happy in peace. Let those people who are interested in building Nigeria, let those people who are interested in fighting for Nigerians, let them unite and do the work. It doesn't matter. I've never heard Showore, Roku Yusuf, Mama P, mention their names, Randy Peters and all those guys. I've never heard them saying, I did this more, Showore did this more, Randy Peter did this more. It is always about teamwork. I've never heard any of them praising anybody in particular. And that is how a genuine work should be done. You gotta go. So allow these people. I myself, there is no need. I've quit from talking about him because the more you talk about him, the more you give him more relevance, the more he thinks he is overpowerful. When you stop talking about him, when you stop blogging about him, those people, that's why you see, when you don't talk about him, they will come to your comment section to remind you. Why are you not talking about VDM? Only video or drop, they will come to you and say, VDM has dropped this video. Why are you not talking about it? Even when you talk about it, they will still come and tell you, without VDM, you don't have any content. You are using VDM to build your engagement. VDM is the talk of the town. So imagine what will happen if you stop talking about him. Imagine what will happen if most of these bloggers and these activists don't talk about him for 6 months. Let him and his writers be locked up in that world, separated, managing their own affairs, seeing what is happening there, while we face whatever thing we want to face for the betterment of this country. You people should let us learn from Showore. Showore has never mentioned, except where journalists, inquisitive journalists, asking questions. And even when they ask him question, when he answered that question, he doesn't even make VDM the center of that discourse, of that his answer. And that is why VDM is upset, because Showore doesn't have time going after him. That was what flopped the entire unmasking of Showore. So let us learn that. Mama P also realized this better earlier decide, yeah, you quit. So let every other person, especially Rock Yusuf, do that. Focus on your campaign. We are encouraging youth to get into politics. We don't need to be spectators for all these old men. Let youth come in and take over. Let us come and do that in Wanda family because we can do it better. So that is it. So when you know an activist put election, that's why you see me. I did not condemn Matthias' candidacy when I made the video. For them, they follow Mona Matthias. I only reminded him of Ntosina Kompongwe with Jesus Christ, and that this is the right time for him to showcase all those things. Only one emergency, Ojiweka Jesus is the powerful. I did not say he shouldn't run. I did not condemn him running. A lot of people attack Governor J Park for House of Assembly, Governor Ezeku, and you will not see me condemning those people because I know how much we need our youth to be in politics. That is what we call being objective. So I want Randy Peter, who is a vibrant youth, is contesting. Mama P, Aisha Yusuf, and you are being upset about that. Then I don't know how you want this country to be better. You want these old men to always be in power so that we will always be checkmating them. Or you to suppose they not in power as advisors. You want to go? So I don't understand. So the fact is that you have seen now. Congratulations to the team that did this work. You want to go? Happens his name to be since lawyer will withdraw a better application. You left thinking that nothing is going to happen. At the end of the day, you've seen something. You've seen that they are heading somewhere. You decided to come and squeeze yourself. Allow one in that self-praise. The fact is the fact, and the reality is the reality. You can never change it. You want always to be at the forefront. Did you see how his China trip saga flopped? When he made that video, I am in China. Did you see? I did not talk about it. A lot of people I know did not talk about it. It did not trend. Have you seen how irrelevant that China trip? If not, he will still be making that videos about his China trip. How many times Kefukwalo Okuru about that China trip? You see? Even when he went to the only few people talked about it. That is how irrelevant. Because his intentions is no more pure. He will disappear in no time. When people get tired of talking about him, he will disappear. But our own intentions here will pure. Even when people stop talking about him, his good work will still be speaking for him. That was how he made building of school. For people to see it as if it is the highest achievement somebody can ever achieve, or the highest gesture somebody can ever do, when there are many of our brothers who are doing more than that without making it to the topic. So always trying to make himself the topic is the power over the media. So let us learn that. When you quit talking about him, he will be locked up in his own world. So, congratulations to the team. They are not even happy that Justice Crack came out. They only started again talking about it now because the Alpha and Omega has tried to attach himself to that success. Because any major milestone in Nigeria without him, it means nothing to them. That's why during the time of this guy, Abawulu in Delta State, he did not get involved. Members here, that Harrison, because Harrison came out and fought a noble fight. So because he wasn't involved, and they were so shocked that success and result was still achieved. So these are the mindset of the people you are trying to cancel. If it is not VDM, whatever happened is not their business. The result does not concern them. Leave them to be locked up in that world. For me, I've realized the game Anaba. So leave him. That's why I made a whole broadcast about TMT travel last night without even mentioning his name up more than 2 times or 1 time. And even mentioning him wasn't even in a controversial aspect. It's more like quoting what he said. Do that. You want to go do that. So I will also encourage other bloggers. You want to go to, except of course if you are just using it for content. Maybe you want. But I know if I want engagement more, I will turn to emergency rattle. Hanchani ne nukolubia. So anamaja bloggers ne kudu even against, because it is not easy. We know it is not easy. If you want your page to but they are not genuine fans. They are not genuine fans, because if you are not talking about VDM, you are not talking about anything. They always want you to be praising him. If I make a video now and say VDM is the greatest, if video will know 200 or 300 or 400,000 views. So why would they even say that you are chasing crowd? You want engagement. You want VDM to notice you. So congratulations to Justice Crack and congratulations to the team Melo the thing. Yeah? Let's keep the flag flying. Una do not distracted. You people should forget about that distraction. That distraction, this is a Zugo.